Blazing sun and fertile soil, two things that New Mexico has always had in abundance. Combining those near a source of water helped Native Americans cultivate one of the most important crops for their survival, corn.
You get your starch, your sugar, and a little bit of nutrients from corn. So as long as you had corn, you could survive.
Finding ways of developing special tools for farming, members of the different pueblos were able to establish unique growing methods where other crops like squash and beans were grown together with corn.
That's why they're called the Three Sisters, is because they do things for each other, they help each other grow, and together they're a balanced meal. Basically, corn, takes nitrogen from the soil. Beans put nitrogen back in the soil. And then corn is seen as the eldest sister just because it's the tallest, and it also acts as a trellis for the beans. And then the squash is seen as the second, the middle sister because it's the protector. So the spiny, the prickly leaves of the squash deter bugs. So that's why it, helps the corn and the beans.
Protecting the crops from the elements and insects weren't the only worries of the tribes, but also finding a constant source of water.
The Pueblos cultivated corn when they built their permanent villages. And we built them along valleys and the foothills of mountains and where there was permanent water sources. So that's basically the only reason that Pueblos were really able to thrive in a permanent setting. Many of the other tribes were nomadic.
With the arrival of the Spanish came new challenges for agriculture, from supplying foods for new settlers on top of maintaining enough food for their own families. But out of hardship came new ways of living and eating.
I really feel like it made sure that we were able to produce, enough food for everybody. But with the introduction of cows and sheep and chickens and fruit trees, some of those orchards that they built, they expanded and they took over some of our native species of chokecherry trees and wild plums and, all that kind of stuff.
As with most things in the Native American culture, their food, its growth, and everything associated with it is sacred. So is keeping the tradition alive.
Agriculture is definitely coming back, and a lot of people in my generation, and younger are learning it again.
David Romero, Legendary New Mexico.